Yo, what's up, mates fam? It's your boy Phoenix, and today I'm bringing you guys a new video, another one on Halo Infinite. As you guys can see, it's the multiplayer overview. Today we're going to be reacting to it live with you guys. I want to tell you guys my thoughts as the video plays, pause every now and then, and say what's going through my mind as someone who's been playing Halo since I was 2 years old. Believe it or not, it's true. I'm really excited for Halo Infinite. I'm going to be covering it a lot on my channel. It's not going to be the only content we have. I'm a gamer. Obviously, we'll be playing other games, some Warzone content, some League of Legends content, Cold War content, who knows, right? But I am expecting a full playthrough of the Halo Infinite campaign, as well as multiple videos and streams of the multiplayer. So, for now, let's dive straight in to the multiplayer overview, and I will see you guys right after. Okay, I know it's early to stop, and you're all like, what the fuck is he stopping for? Well, first, I just want to talk about this. They have completely changed their 343 intro, and I think it's because, if you think about it, in the way they're doing Halo Infinite, excuse me, it's almost like they're completely rebranding themselves. They want to bring about a new image of how they do Halo, especially considering how they did the last two with Halo 4 and Halo 5. Halo 5 being, for a lot of people, a pretty big disappointment, especially in terms of the story of the Master Chief. So as it looks to me as if they are trying to completely rebrand themselves and show a new image, a new side of themselves. They want to regain the Halo community's trust and show us that they've been listening to us, right? This, as small as it is proof that they are trying to rebrand and show us a new side of themselves. And I'm super excited about it all. They're doing a good job so far, and I'm excited to see what else they got.
Just the feeling of like being in a firefight and hearing the click of the gun, throwing it down, grabbing one off the wall.
My gunner's upside down and he's like laying in. I see kill assist, kill assist, kill assist.
Any pistol across any of the games. Whatever gun allows me to feel the most like John Wick, I am there.
Remember how excited I was with like this big combat with vehicles going all over the place.
Halo means something different for everyone, right? I think that's what makes Halo great.
Here they're showing off some of their different armor sets as well as their weapons and how they've redone a lot of this. Like I talked about in the last video, customization is everything in this multiplayer. Over 1 million different combinations. As you can tell, they've really gone back to what Halo is at the core as far as its armor and its style. Obviously, you're still going to have a couple of these weird-ass shit armors that show up here and there. But for the majority of everything we've seen, it has been very real and true to what Halo is at its core when it comes to the design of the armor. And I'm excited about it. It's looking really good. The redesigns are super good. You can tell the effort that has been put into each and every single piece. The extra year that they took, in my opinion, has been completely worth it, especially considering that this is what we're seeing whenever we're barely halfway through the year. Right? Well, a little over halfway. Considering that we'll probably be seeing the game sometime in November, that's still a lot of time for them to work on things. And this is just showing us that they have made a lot of progress since they decided to take that extra year. And they wanted to show us that whenever they took that year, it was because they listened. They knew we did not like what we saw on that first trailer a year ago. A little bit over a year ago. And that little gameplay reveal they did, they knew we didn't like it. So they listened, and they pushed it back. And now we're getting some amazing results.
What is Halo multiplayer? And for me, it boils down to this tight arena style combat and big team battle, this wide open, vehicle infused kind of combat. We're taking that awesome legacy or classic Halo combat experience and modernizing it in ways that'll feel fresh to old players and really exciting to new players We're going to give you great ways to customize your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's going to evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
For me, working through this multiplayer of this game, and the toughest challenge I think was really about how do we respect the legacy of what came before us, but still build something that feels new.
We've tried to bring all these elements of legacy and really inject them into Halo Infinite, not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
And that just proves my point right there. Everything that they just said drives home what I was talking about how they wanted to show us that they cared about what we thought, and how they want to show that they can do what Halo used to be while also adding new things to show where Halo can go, right? Exactly what he just said. It is exactly what I said before. They're trying to show us that we can trust them. Like the message at the end of Halo 4 said, I don't know if any of you have played it or not, but at the very end, it says, thank you for trusting us with the Halo universe. They want to show us with this Halo that our trust in them hasn't been misplaced. And I'm continuously going to say a lot throughout this video, I'm really impressed with them so far. They're showing us a lot of good stuff.
The vision of Arena was all about a tight experience. It was all about being fair. It was all about earning everything on the map, earning everything, every kill you get.
Going back to like what is the core foundation of what made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great. Halo, it's really about fair and balanced starts, so everybody's on equal footing when they come off the rib. And then once they start running around, it's about scavenging, it's about finding new toys and kind of developing your playstyle as you run through the match.
What makes Halo feel like Halo? I feel like the answer to that question is the sandbox. Like, the sandbox is Halo.
When we set out to look at Halo Infinite from a high level and the direction of what it is, there's lots of exciting things there because we really wanted to push what are the things that are true to Halo, but what are the things that fans haven't seen yet?
Equipment is back, but equipment is kind of has a bigger voice than ever before. We ask questions to ourselves of if you could go after a power weapon to get a bunch of kills, would you do that, or could you go and get grapple to make sure that you swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold? We saw it as like another avenue of not just skill expression, but tactics for teams to coordinate around.
The exciting combinatory nature of this toy plus this toy and how those interact with objectives is super amazing.
Looking at how the power-ups play, like your...
Let's go back a minute. Remember in the last video when I was talking about the repulsor and the types of plays people will be able to make? Watch this.
This toy plus this toy and how those interact with objectives is...
That was the repulsor. The same thing that launches projectiles back at you can be used to launch yourself off the ground, like we used to do with the plasma grenades. Throw them at your feet and jump, right? Now you don't have to. There's, like I was talking before, the skill ceiling and the high outplay potential is there. And we're just seeing more evidence of it as we watch through this. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. I know that there are going to be some people that are like, oh, just take it back to like it was in Halo 3. No, fuck that. Make it new. Put your mark on the Halo universe in a good way. Make up for what you guys did with Halo 5. Right? They're going in the right direction, and if you don't like it, that sucks. You're not a developer. Deal with it.
Super amazing.
Looking at how the power-ups play, like your classic power-ups like the overshield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up and you choose when you activate it. It goes into your inventory. If you haven't used it and someone kills you in multiplayer, you drop that overshield and then they can take it, use it for themselves. That to me is very legacy.
So here, they're talking about how the equipment is, right? One of the things that I would like to see, and I'm hoping they implement this, and they're going to be doing a lot of listening to us, right? One of the things I would like to see is when it comes to the equipment like that overshield, right? What if you get someone one shot with a fucking sniper? They dip around the corner and pop an overshield, come back out and dome you, right? Like, how inconvenient, but that's part of it, right? So what if they did it so that you could see the power up, like on their waistline, on their belt line, right? So you could see what they have on them, and you know, oh shit, there's a possibility this guy could pop an overshield. You know to play that fight a different way than you normally would, right? I'm hoping that they'll make it so that we can see what people have, even if they haven't used it, just so that it can add that extra essay for us competitive players to be like, okay, I have to play this differently against this guy. He could go invis, he could pop an overshield, he could throw down a barrier. God only knows, right? So not being able to see that someone has an overshield could potentially make for some really irritating plays, but it really is up to the developers. Like I said before, they'll go the direction they want to go, and hopefully they listen to people, and I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Being able to see what is on someone makes a huge difference. If you can't see that overshield, next thing you know they come back out full shield with an overshield on, you're going to be pissed off, right? Yeah, that's just me.
But we took the equipment side of it and modernized it. When it comes to the vehicles, we went in and decided to invest a lot in the systems. When I take damage in my Warthog, my wheels can get blown off, my hood can get blown off. There's different aspects of the vehicle that change how my vehicle handles now. And that's something that's brand new.
The other thing we added to that is like this doomsday mechanic. So when you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches fire, and it's very much, you've got a certain amount of health or a certain amount of time, and you gotta choose what you wanna do with the last minutes of this vehicle.
We've got a cousin to the Warthog, which is the Razorback.
The back has this like multi-storage compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives, and that is what really making the Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and campaign.
The levels define pace for the game, how frantic it is, and they define that iconic fantasy for players as they're entering that match. What do they want to do? What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat, what kind of dance floor is there available to have that combat in?
For me, BTV is all about experiencing the full extent of the sandbox of Halo in just one match, right? Like you see the vehicles, the weapons, the equipment.
We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had, you know, playing the previous games, and just turn the volume up. Vehicles are no longer just spawning at bases anymore. We have Pelicans delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling you that Pelicans are going to be dropping off these vehicles.
Scorpion tank is inbound.
We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon pods that fall from the sky to resupply the field.
That's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield, and it's very exciting.
This is not just more players, this is just this certain beautiful slice of sci-fi chaos.
So there it seems like they're kind of pushing to take a little bit of Battlefield's audience, right? The big team battle has always been there, but the way they're emphasizing, the way it's going to be, they've changed and tweaked a few things in it to really drive home that it is a little different than we've always known it to be. And it seems to me as if they want to pull from that Battlefield audience, right? They're taking Call of Duty's audience, and now they're going to try to take Battlefield audience. They want to take over. And Halo's done it before. I don't see why they can't do it again. I'm impressed, and I know there's a lot of other people that are too. It is the most anticipated game of the last few years. There's not another game that's more anticipated than Halo Infinite. And that is incredible to me, the excitement that is surrounding this game.
The announcer is your big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Personal AI, designation button.
So if a player grabs a flag, your personal AI is going to tell you to, get that thing back to base and give you some like moment-to-moment updates.
Our team took the enemy flag.
What if we can let players choose their own AI, and each one of those are different voices, so that players can find the one that fits their personality and their mood the best?
They add to the sense of like me as a Spartan being more important, and for us in multiplayer it is really about becoming a Spartan. You're Spartan. You are you inside of the Halo universe.
The body of customization content that we have on day one ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for Spartans on the battlefield. That
Just look at all these different things. All these different things you can mess with, right? When it comes to customization. And you just saw you can make your own AI, right?
Millions of customization combinations.
See, they're pointing out more than just what they pointed out before. They're showing us how many different things we'll be able to change, right? And I know there was some conflict about how they're going to implement the customization, but they're about to clear some things up, right? And it's super exciting. And I talked about it in the last video, and I feel like y'all are going to like what y'all hear. Now, when it comes to the painting and all that, I don't know. But when it comes to the actual pieces of armor, y'all are going to like this.
For Spartans on the battlefield. That includes things like armor coatings, armor emblems, various armor effects, down to the individual armor pieces. So your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your visor, your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and we've got a whole slew of customization offerings there. Vehicles have a huge pool of customizations too. We support customization in the game. Players can do the same thing on HaloWaypoint.com, as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice, as well as choose prosthetics for the first time.
Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished looks and let you express yourselves in ways you've never been able to before. So we're coming at this from a player-first mentality. So what that means is that there's no random loot.
All right, real quickly, before we get back into the customization, we just saw the first Halo Covenant battle rifle. We're used to the 3-round burst battle rifle from Halo 2 and Halo 3, right? They're now giving us,
We're coming at this from a player-first mentality. So what that
was a Covenant battle rifle, and it looks to be very strong, almost as if it has tracking rounds, right? We're not going to know until we're in game, but it definitely looks like it could be a strong competitor to the regular battle rifle, and I'm excited about that.
What that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's very important to us that everyone understands exactly how they unlock customization content, and we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does not expire. In future seasons, you can purchase old Battle Passes as well as the current Battle Pass and choose which Battle Pass to put your progression towards.
All of these rewards are single source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the Battle Pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our stuff is unlocked through playing the game and only through playing the game. All customization is just cosmetic.
Every season will have its own theme and introduce new components, new looks, new gameplay for players, new opportunities to earn and collect cool rewards. We've seen the Samurai already. That's one of our event armor cores, and that's going to be something that players can earn through gameplay for free.
With us going free to play for the multiplayer part of the game, like that was a big goal because, you know, how do we have a way we can always bring players in, right? They can, when we have a new update, they'll just dip their toes in if they even just want to see it.
Not only are we free to play, but we're free to play on PC as well as console. And what that means is we're able to get the biggest audience we've ever had. Everybody gets to play with no barriers. And even better, your progression carries from one platform to the next.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game. How can we do things like make cross-play interesting, and like even in just customs, being able to just play with your friends. That like some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and like let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
Why are you here?
To be a Spartan.
So Academy is a place that you can go with an MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls, and also people who want to warm up before they head into matchmaking. It's a series of experiences, both a tutorial to get started for the first time, weapon drills to practice with specific items, and also training mode that you can use to just get warm, explore the game as you want to.
For players who are new to Halo, let's help them learn what this universe is about. Some of these characters, what are they about? and help them kind of know the vocabulary that people have been speaking for now almost 20 years, so that when they come in there, they don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on an even footing.
I mean, I'm super jazzed about bots. I think they're awesome. Our goal with bots has been to have a variety of difficulties that kind of provide a good training partner for wherever you're at in the experience.
Partnering with our players on the road to launch and after launch is absolutely critical, right?
I mean, Halo's always been about the community conversation.
We want to make sure we hear our players, make changes where we can based on that feedback, make sure the game is ready for launch, and then even beyond launch.
What I'm
Right there, it pushes that point home a little more that I was talking about earlier. They are really caring what we say, right? They want to make this the best Halo they've ever made. And this is one of those Halo games that it's going to drag out for a long time. I'm expecting probably a 10-year lifespan for this game. I know that sounds like a long time, but there are other games that are doing it and being successful with it. You look at Destiny 2, it has a 10-year lifespan, and it is being successful with it. We're probably looking at DLC releases, story expansions within years of time, like Destiny 2, but a little different, right? It kind of just depends on the way they want to take this game, but it definitely seems to me like they're going to try and expand this game as long as they can, because why not?
Genuinely excited about is taking the game out of our hands and putting it into the community's hands. You know, whether it's seeing what people make in Forge or the content that they're able to create with theater, watching streamers go after the game.
To get involved, you go to haloinsider.com, put in your info with your gamer tag, and we should be able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch and what's going to be there for our fans. And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that as soon as this game comes out.
New maps, new modes, new ways to customize your Spartan. Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far, and I'm looking forward to the road to launch, launch itself, and beyond.
All right, well, there you guys have it. I'm excited for it. They have done an incredible job, and in another video we will cover what I think about this. Of course, we'll go back and watch the old video, and then we'll watch the new one, right? The old one is just to give us a kind of a feel for what they wanted in the game. The new one is to show us where they've gone with the graphics and the design. Because that's really what they were pushing to change. It wasn't much of the story they wanted to change, it was the graphics and design of the game. So we'll go back and watch the first one to get a feel for that story that they're trying to push, and then watch the new one for the graphics and design, and then that final one they released for that last little bit between Master Chief and a very special guest. So be sure to watch out for that video, and press that notification bell if you haven't already, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys do. I'm glad I was able to share this with you guys. Sorry I can't talk. I'm excited for this game. I really am. I have been looking forward to this for over a year. I have a poster in my office, which we will be back in eventually once I start to do my streams, most likely after this game comes out. Until then, until I'd move back into my office, this is the backdrop y'all are going to get used to. So, once again, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to share it with your friends. Show your family. Love you all. Peace and love. Show peace. I'll see y'all another one. Peace out, guys.